face masks and citywide lockdowns. Prepare for a quarantine, as I will show you Los Angeles like you have never seen before. In a world of uncertainty, we do what's right. What happens when you question what is right? This is Uncharted Destiny.
Whether you're rich or famous or living on the streets, society is in a struggle. We're living day to day just to make ends meet. We're stuck in a world of materialism, addiction, and poverty. This is Third World Los Angeles.
Los Angeles is the largest city in California, with a population of over 4 million. I was born and raised in Los Angeles and have seen many changes. I've witnessed firsthand impractical rental housing increases, forcing people on the streets. Civil unrest, people fed up with the circumstances they are given. Virus epidemics, which instill fear and paranoia, and devastating terrain in LA that is known to be run by the people of the streets. You may know it as Skid Row. The city covers roughly 460 vast miles. As a native, I have uncovered the new normal, which some people have become accustomed to.
LA was founded in 1781 by Spanish Governor Felipe de Neve, initially a part of Mexico in 1821 following the War of Independence.
In the end of the Mexican-American War in 1848, Los Angeles and the entirety of California was purchased as part of the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, becoming part of the United States. People soon after flocked to LA as oil was discovered here and the population rose quick. In 1921, more than 80% of the entire world's film industry was all located in LA.
Stop filming and move. You are on our set. Move.
By 1930, LA's population surpassed 1 million. For quite some time, LA has been expanding. If you grew up or even visited Los Angeles in the last 20 years, it is true, times have changed. Most are brainwashed by the media and they live a life of impulse, false luxury, COVID, and whatever else found to be the new normal.
Trying to get some change, give me some gas, man. You got any change, man?
Our way of life is constant and routine. Race to work and live for the weekend. In mid-2013, downtown was noted as a neighborhood with an increasingly hip and well-heeled residential population. Quoted by the Los Angeles Times. With new people coming to LA, it gives people that live here, in particular the less fortunate, less options for housing, and in some cases they will get driven out with nowhere to go except the streets. I'm going to show you the reality of Los Angeles. You will see exactly what happens to people society seems to sweep under the rug. Ravaged by poverty, mental illness, and drugs. How do you live in Los Angeles when you don't have an equal chance?
Need anything down there? Es solo para un proyecto para nosotros. ¿Tú ya comiste?
Aquí tengo mi plantillo. No, es tomate, es jitomate. Los Ángeles Valles.
Oh, Dodgers. ¿Cuánto tiempo has tenido de estar aquí?
7 años.
7 years.
Sí.
¿Tú hiciste todas las gradas?
Sí.
Damn, fool.
Es una moto.
Con alambre, ¿no?
Sí. Y aretes y anillos.
Anything he find, rings or anything he found?
Estos son unos aretes, los alambres y estas son las, ¿cómo se llaman? Las que van aquí. Hago aviones, perros, gatos, flores.
He says he has all this stuff for sale.
Y estas son las flores.
Yeah.
Este es otro de los de ahí. Este va en el carro.
Nice. ¿Y tú vives solo aquí?
No, ahí vive un amigo y aquí vive otro y allá vive otro y allá vivo yo.
¿Romper las cosas la gente?
Hay unos que sí vienen y rompen, que cortaban las plantas y las flores y todo. Les digo, esto es arte. Es para Los Ángeles, para la gente que quiera venir a ver. Pero yo cierro porque la gente no cuida. Pero no, a destruir, no, eso no está bien. Yo digo, no hagan eso porque esto es para Los Ángeles, para la gente que quiera venir a ver aquí. Digo, yo le voy a llevar un avión al alcalde Eric Garcetti, porque él me dio permiso de estar aquí. Porque él vino y me dijo, señor, con usted no quiero nada. Usted lo que está haciendo está bien. Porque yo limpio el río. Es que mira, toda la basura va para el río. Esto es malo para el río, el plástico es malo. Esto es bueno para el agua porque los pescados se lo comen. Pero esto se lo come un pescado, se infecta el pescado, llega el pescador, lo pesca, lo manda al mercado, vas tú, quiero un kilo o una libra de filete, te dan un filete que está hecho a perder. ¿Por qué? Porque el pescado se comió un plástico. Y ya empiezas tú con dolores de estómago y todo eso. ¿Por qué? Porque la gente no cuida el río. Y si fueron los pescados también yo me voy a enfermar. Saben Jules aquí. Pero yo llegué en 1987 aquí. Es que mira, todo esto yo me los encuentro en la calle. Todos estos teléfonos y yo los vendo porque la gente los saca para las piezas.
Tienen oro adentro.
Sí. Y con eso cargo el teléfono también. Esos cuestan $20. Ya, anda, también tengo unas gallinas.
¿Tienes pollos, dices?
Sí.
¿Dónde están?
Andan para allá, para atrás. Este es el mar, el océano, abajo en el agua. Y este es un artista de México.
Porque tú estás de las montañas.
Sí, y cuando conocí el mar yo le dije a mi papá, o sea, en el mar yo nunca había conocido el mar. Cuando miré pura agua, le digo a mi papá, pinche canalote, porque allá al río le llamamos canal. Y le digo, pinche canalote, dice, no, dice, este no es canal, dice, este es un río. Aquí mi amigo nomás que está cerrado, no está ahorita. Mira, huele esta mata, esta se llama cedrón.
¿Cedrón?
Sí, cedrón, en México lo conocemos cedrón. Y este como hierbabuena o hierba de mento. Cuando yo vine aquí había pura basura. Colchones, zapatos, camisas, cobijas y todo, saqué, lo tiré. Y yo hice todo esto y aquí voy arreglando todo esto. Poco a poco.
If I had a pound of heroin in my house, I couldn't honestly tell you that I would want to be off heroin because I really liked the drug.
Christine, like many poor and inner-city residents, is addicted to heroin. She had to wait months for treatment.
We all have problems, you know. I have problems. I try to get out of them as much as I can, but more just keep piling me up. My little tent's over here, I guess. I mean, I'm only 27. My brother passed away, actually, you know. He passed away almost 2 years ago, and he got killed over there on Avenue 26. He watches over me, you know. I'm trying to do something for my brother, you know, but it's like, it's not fully what he did, you know.
Been fucking with drugs and shit?
He was, and...
How about you?
Me, yeah, I have a struggle. I'm not gonna lie about it.
What do you fuck with?
Whatever I can, you know. Fuck.
Heroin?
Nah, well, heroin, I already OD'd off of China White once. So that was it for that. And most...
It was fentanyl?
Yeah. He told me that after I did it, you know? So I was like, fuck. I sniffed it.
Oh shit, and you overdosed, huh?
Like, right that, dude. My ex-girlfriend told me that I instantly started snoring. So, I never snore. I don't shoot up. My brother did, and that's what took his real him. And then he got shot, you know? I mean, they shot him. And, you know, it's like, before all that happened, like, that took him. Yeah, just another day.
While some like to live under the radar, others flock to Skid Row in Los Angeles. In 2019, the population count in Skid Row was 4,757. Since the 1930s, Skid Row has been known for their dense, homeless population.
I am Dion Joseph, Senior Lead Officer for LAPD Central Area, and for the area of Skid Row. I've been in that position for 15 years. I've been working in Skid Row for about 23 years of my 25 years career on the force.
I imagine you built a lot of relationships with that community, huh?
Oh, absolutely. They're like family to me. It took a long time to do it, but once I showed the community who I was, not just what I do, they respected what I do as well.
Upon researching you, I found that you feel more missions should be open outside of Skid Row in downtown LA in order for the homeless to not be so condensed in the area. I mean, do you think that's happened so far? And what will that solve?
Well, yeah, I believe in decentralization. When I talk about decentralization, I don't want to see one of the 108 programs in Skid Row close. Absolutely not. I just don't want to see another one opened in Skid Row, because when you put so many resources for the homeless in one concentrated area and don't take into account adjacentness to other cities where a lot of these individuals come from, what you'll end up is having people coming there for the things that they need, but also the criminal element following them from their prospective communities to prey on them as well, because the criminal element knows why the people down to Skid Row are here. They're here to rehabilitate, they're here to recover, so this is a perfect place for them to prey upon them. So I feel like there should be other services outside of Skid Row to give people who want to go to those services a fair chance, a fighting chance, just like your favorite celebrity. You look at your favorite celebrity, they go to Malibu, Passages, they're doing yoga to get them away from the temptation to fail. And is it 100%? No, but the temptation to fail has decreased, where your brothers and sisters in Skid Row have to rehabilitate in the middle of a drug bazaar. And that's not fair. To me, that is a form of injustice. So I don't think shelters are the only answer. I believe they're part of the answer. And housing is great, but the truth is many people in Skid Row that I've dealt with over the years don't want housing. The thing anchoring them to the sidewalk is mental illness and narcotics, not a lack of housing. And some of them, you could offer them a mansion and they won't go because they don't want to abide by rules. There's a sense of freedom in being able to use whatever drugs you want and then have services available to them.
I've been out here a little bit over 30 years.
What are you doing here?
Right now, I work over in the area where they sell vapes, cannabis oil, or cannabis flower. That's what I do, and I'm a self-made type person. I make my own money. All my life, I pretty much had a hard time here and there. But I make my own bed, so I have to lie in it. A person like me is needed out here for these people. You know, they struggling, they're having a hard time, and a lot of mental issues going on. So they need somebody who kind of level-headed to keep them. And a lot of these businesses, they're gonna tear them down and build apartment towers. So that's gonna be one of the main attractions downtown here, and they're gonna do away with all this homeless. If you don't have nowhere to go, they're gonna put you somewhere, pretty much. In the future, it's gonna be people are gonna have to do the right thing, pretty much. You know what I mean? And they're gonna have this nonsense out on the street no more, like they're doing now, man. Pretty much, that's what it is. So if you don't want to get with the program, they're gonna pretty much put you somewhere. You know what I mean? House you. You know, not voluntary. They either go to jail, one of the two. I use a few resources like the mission, if I need to eat. I like to get high. You know what I mean? I like to smoke crack, you know what I'm saying? That's what I like. I don't care what people think about me. I don't care what they say, because they ain't doing nothing for me. They ain't feed me, they ain't clothe me. I don't care how pretty she is, how big her booty is. You know, none of that right there. You know, in my mind, I'm focused on just me. I dedicated my life to a woman all my life. My turn now. There it is.
Where are you from, Marie?
Pasadena, California.
How long have you been hanging around here?
2004, 10 years.
What brings you out here?
Smoking dope, crack.
Bunch of synthetic shit now?
Yeah, too much cut in it.
How do you get your money down here?
Cycle. Take it one day at a time.
You got family?
Yes.
They've been trying to get you out of here?
Yeah, but I'm not ready yet.
And what's your name?
Randolph Clark. I was born in Wichita. I was raised in Long Beach. I've been out here since like 2012. I went through the EPIC program. I got out of there in like 3 months. 27 years of prison time. Man, But really, in reality, when I first came out here in 2012, I figured, I was like, man, this is crazy. I'd never make it. I stayed clean like 3 years. I worked at Christmas. I walked over to Highland Park, street maintenance. I mean, it was all my own doing that sent me back to the streets. You know, I lost my apartment and everything. Started fucking with that shit again, you know. I worked here and there, you know. A little recycling, a little hustling. I gotta have what I want because I've been spoiled my whole life. Grandmother, father, mother. Father never told me no. I had to call him up, why should you give me this? Like 2 or 3 times a month. Never been told no my whole life. Only time I stopped was when I got hired for Christmas, 2013. I haven't called my pops and asked for any money since then. But since that Corona bullshit, you know, yeah, a lot of little minor stuff been blown out of proportion, you know.
My name's Tony.
Where are you from, Tony?
I'm LG. I'm originally from Boston, Massachusetts, born in Atlanta, Georgia.
You staying here in Skid Row?
Yeah, I've been out 35 years. That's what they call DGTs.
What drives you out here?
I don't know. As a young man, I started traveling. Back in the day, they had a situation where if you was in the service, you could take a friend on a Greyhound bus free. That was a little while back there. So we started from Atlanta, went to Knoxville, his hometown there. Ended up in Houston and Dallas. Flew over here, came down here on Skid Row. He left. He said, "You're gonna end up being like the people. You're gonna if you stay down here." So I've been out here for quite a bit of while. Yeah, I'm very optimistic about it. I'm more optimistic. It's for a fact. It's not a more given city in the world. At first, when we had the dollar bill man, he came out and passed out dollars. And this is when they had all the missions and everything, right? He came and passed out dollar bills. It's from his heart. He's been gone a long time ago. He's white, old white guy. MCWHRTR. I'm a McQuarter.
Oh.
But guess what the McQuarter was from? Where was that? Right there in Atlanta, Georgia. And there's a city called McQuarter, Georgia. It's on the map. And I'm one of the McQuarters.
According to EmpowerLA.org, Skid Row covers 2.71 miles. Positioned immediately east of downtown, bordered by 3rd Street to the north, 7th Street to the south, Alameda Street to the east, and Main Street to the west.
Your preferred language option number, you may enter it at any time. If you're calling about COVID-19 coronavirus, please hang up and access your local county website for the most up-to-date information.
In the 60s and 70s, many veterans from the Vietnam War ended up on Skid Row. Just like the soldiers from World War II, it was convenient with the shelters and missions in place. The demographics may shift, however, Skid Row remains constant.
Hi, my name is Christopher Dwayne Harris, Washington, D.C. I came to California, I was on the USS New Jersey, BB-62 battleship, 3 football fields long, guns, big guns, 16-inch barrels, 82 to 85. I had a nervous breakdown. I wanted out. I got an OTH, other than honorable discharge.
What was happening in the service at that time?
Oh man, it was crazy. Racism.
You weren't treated fairly?
No, not at all. I could have dealt with it until my girl left me. So when I got out, I was angry. So I got back and forth, accumulation of 26 years in and out of the penitentiary. 87, this one was been tried crack. It altered my mind that I'm still smoking crack. But I was clean 6 years one time. I was clean 8 years one time. But for some odd reason, just can't stop. I'm doing too bad. I'm able to put time on embarking me. without putting money in it. I'm also able to extract money out of them. Yeah, I take a soda top or a beer top and I come up to a meter and I put it halfway in and I turn it to the right. Push it in so it's standing up like this. Any coin that goes into this first pocket, I come back and pull it out with an aluminum can, squash, flat, the width of my finger. And I open the end of it that it flares out. It goes in over the coin and pulls it out. See that? Yeah?
Yeah.
Right. Now if I can find my utensil.
Downtown LA was kind of designed to be the mecca of all things homeless in the 1980s. The mayor, Tom Bradley, a great guy, he said, if you have a homeless problem, bring it to downtown LA. And that's what people kept doing, whether it was veterans suffering from PTSD, drug addicts, alcoholics, whatever. This was the only show in town. Matter of fact, probably the only show in the county at the time. So, and that's what people kept doing over the years, is just kept shipping people. Now, of course, we had people coming from Vietnam years ago, Korean Wars, and we have people from the Persian Gulf and Desert Storm here. You know, they're coming from all walks of life because this is the only place that has services that will take them, primarily because of an attitude we call nimbyism, not in my backyard. There are many communities who don't want to help people because there's a stigma that comes with that it's really, really doing damage to actually trying to help these individuals. And if we can shake the stigma and say, hey, look, this is an 86-year-old war veteran, can we give him a place? Come on, man, we're not, let's help these individuals out. That might help. It's people's perceptions of homelessness that really hinder real efforts to try to help them.
How long you been out here in LA?
Since 91. I'm from Texas, man, where shit like this don't happen. Down here trying to get employment is not for the blacks. Cause you can walk around any of these stores downtown, there's no blacks work for them. You got blacks work with them, but not for them. And out of all the years I've been here, I ain't seen but probably 3 people that work for any of these folks around downtown. The whole United States gonna turn into a third world if they keep fucking with that little short man over there in North Korea. America can't go up against China when they already owe China. And there's nothing in America that wasn't made in China. America needs to stay out of other people, you know, like the religious shit. Stay out of that. That ain't got them people gonna keep on doing what they gonna keep killing each other until there ain't no more people left. Who gonna spend $300,000 for a condo? You don't even own no grass. If you're in a fenced-in community, you got to have permission from all the people around just to do something at your house. I got a lot of associates, got a very few friends. A lot of people don't know the difference. To a certain extent, the homeless is their own worst enemy. If the people didn't gave the rules, what you can do and can't do, kind of go along with that, and you ain't got to worry about that. I'll be 62 years old this year. I haven't been locked up longer than 2 months in my whole entire life. A lot of people can't say that. I'm not ashamed to say, if I was to do something, the judge was to give me like 2 years, I would bust off in a tear like a little bitch. Cause why? I'm not used to that kind of shit. Bars and cages are for animals, not for people. But some of them are so stupid, they don't know no better. In California, their penal code is light compared to the South. If you leave from here, catch Interstate 10 heading to Houston, you see a big building called Imperial Sugar. When you look out the window of your car, roads as full as you can see. When you see that dust jumping up way out there, ain't no tractor out there. Yeah, they grow everything they eat there. He don't have, whoa son, whoa. Yeah, can I help you? I'm good, that's a camera son, that's a camera, thank you. There's not nothing down here to steal. All these cheap ass China toys and these funk ass hookahs and shit, that ain't worth nothing. Go on the other side of Broadway, that's what she the value of that.
Yeah. Out here it's hard to not be on drugs.
But drugs is a mind over matter. If you don't mind the shit you do, it don't matter to nobody else. All right, thank you.
Thank you. In 1987, major plans were introduced for Skid Row by LAPD Chief Daryl Gates and Mayor Tom Bradley. Sweep and cleanups were in action. Ultimately, the police didn't enforce the anti-camping laws and felt they should not prosecute people simply because they don't have a place to stay.
Mental health is a major factor in downtown Los Angeles, the new normal. There is also such a term coined patient dumping.
In 2005, hospitals and law enforcement were discovered to be dumping homeless people on Skid Row. City Attorney Mike Fuhrer has settled various cases of patient dumping with numerous hospitals around Los Angeles. With a goal to end long-term homelessness, it is inevitable that some will get lost in the new normal we are gradually being introduced to. You just have to open your eyes.
Could you briefly describe the mental health system? I mean, I understand a lot of unfortunate people are held for 72 hours, is it still? And then they're just released to be thrown back on the streets. I mean, are we trying to improve on this? I know you had some ideas based on this.
When we talk about mental illness, America's solution to quote unquote helping the mentally ill is to close down the asylum, sprinkle pills on them in the name of civil liberties, and kick them out into the streets and say, yeah, you're free. Some of them fell into the loving arms of family members who tried to work with them. Others ended up being pushed in or having no choice but to wander into places like Skid Row. And here's what happens to these individuals. They have their prescribed medication. But when they get to Skid Row is just really, really intense. So they stop taking their prescribed medication because it makes them feel down. It makes them feel lethargic, okay? And you don't want to be down in Skid Row. So they sell it or give it away, and they start self-medicating on the hard stuff. And who's there to medicate them? Gang members, right? And they take the crack cocaine, methamphetamine, spice, and yes, even marijuana, and exacerbates their condition 100-fold. You're listening to a police officer basically tell you that being mentally ill is not a crime. Being paranoid schizophrenic is not a crime. Being bipolar is not a crime. When those things meet crack addiction and hard drugs, it can have disastrous consequences. So it leaves these individuals often open to becoming victims of crime. And they make the perfect victim because they don't have the wherewithal to even articulate what happened to them. You know, how do we take a rape report from someone who says that they've been sexually assaulted by Santa Claus? You know, that's tough. Even though I know they're a victim, that's not a sexy case that can be filed above our head. And the other effect is not only to become victims of crime, they also exacerbate to the point to where they become very dangerous suspects in crime. And the cycle continues. I don't believe we're seriously helping anybody if we still believe we can detain somebody who's a danger to themselves, a danger to others, or gravely disabled, and put them in a hospital for 72 hours or less, because it's not even 72 hours anymore. It's a few hours, and then they let them out right out the door. What we need to do is completely change the system. Do I believe there's systemic failure? Absolutely. This is one of the clear systemic failures, and you don't have to politicize it. It's obvious. What we need to do is change it from 72 hours to 6 weeks, and here's why. 6 weeks still respects their civil liberties. We're not talking about locking them up away from their family and away from life. What we're talking about is taking a very, very sick person who's also dual diagnosis and giving them their prescribed medication and making sure they take it, because on average it takes 6 to 8 weeks for them to benefit from the therapeutic attributes of their prescribed medication. So 3 days is not enough to stabilize an individual, but also you have to detox them first. You have to get the drugs out of their system so you can actually reach them and counsel them and develop a rapport with them, find out who their loved ones are, and try to connect them, right, so they can help them, but also speed up the process of conservatorships. I can't tell you how many families look for me on social media, call me, email me, say, can you help me find my son or daughter? And I can find them easy. But once again, when they come down here from the East Coast and their daughter or son has only been held for 6 hours and now they're released, now they have to go find that needle in the haystack again. And that's failing the person struggling with mental illness. And it's also failing the loved ones who can actually come in, get conservatorships over them and try to help them control their lives a little better. But also after that 6 weeks, of course, we can't keep them indefinitely. I don't believe in that, violating people's civil rights. But at least if they don't get connected and they get released, they'll be stable enough to last at least 2 or 3 weeks before they have another episode. I've witnessed this on Skid Row. I've witnessed this. Yeah. So we're doing it wrong, and we've been doing it wrong. And we need our civic leaders, civil liberty groups, law enforcement, fire department, and mental health experts to really come to the table and just stop pointing fingers at each other and seeing who's the bad guy in this. That's not working. We all need to come together and have a realistic conversation about changing this for the betterment of the people who are struggling with mental illness and even worse, dual diagnosis.
Just got here like 3 years ago. I prostitute. I got 7 kids and 9 grandkids.
You do drugs?
Yes, cocaine.
Cocaine? Crack?
Crack.
How long you been smoking crack
Since
for?
I was 15.
15, and you are now?
45. I have a good people in my life since I was 15, so I get pretty good money. I call people up, I got money. No, I don't do anything. I don't do it back door because my mom taught me that. So just head or sex. That hasn't been touched. I could probably say that.
Been to prison?
Yes, I have 16 years. I was in Silver Brown when I was 16 years old because I used my sister's name, so I was in Silver Brown. The weirder the drugs, the weirder the life gets, I noticed. What's really trippy is that methamphetamine shit. The thing is now is the animals, the men with men, and there's all this just weird. Well, I've been through shit. I had my head cracked open, 13 stabs, and 2 shots in my hood because I'm from Palmetto Flats in Boyle Heights.
That's one of
But since I've been down here, I've been stuck right here, I almost left to dead. They fucking bust my eardrum just about a week ago. And look at this big scar. They try to drag me, you know? It's in every nationality, but down here, more or less, the brothers are, you know, they call the shots needle. They try to, and I'm not gonna let myself. Yeah. I speak. I have a big mouth. I was with 2 serial killers already. One was in San Fernando Valley because I told him I wanted dope, and he was saying, okay, I'm gonna get it, but then in the end, he's coming out with a little box, it was a syringe, like to fucking shoot up an elephant. And my head was thinking, like, I react pretty quick, you know what I'm saying? So I act like I'm taking off my shoes and stuff, but when he went out, I was looking through the bag that he kept carrying everywhere he went. It was pure IDs, underwear, and there was a finger way in the body. So I think this fucker's been around, what do they call it, souvenirs or something, when they're holding something that belongs to somebody? I can't see the words done. Yeah, from people. That just was real freaky. I don't know if I was probably going to be the next victim. I was older than 16, 17 years old. The cops said, get off Boyle Heights because it was a killer, you know? And I believe I went with him. I believe he got my aunt from here to here, and she got off on the freeway, got off, and she made it. So he cut her. He just stuck the knife in her and cut her. He killed one in downtown, I think, and one in the alley. And when I went, he pulled out the machete. I don't know, just the way they described him and everything, you know. I figured I was going to be next, but no matter what he did, I could tell him, why do you do this to women? Because your dick's small? Because I told him, because I don't feel nothing, it was my pussy big. I was just talking out of my ass. And I usually put him like, shut the fuck up, bitch. And I just talking.
What brought you on the cocaine and prostitution?
I just tried it one day. I seen one of the winos. I always been with older people. One of the ladies, how she hit it. And she went to put him in the house. She was, fuck no, little girl, you know. So she was hurting last time. I said, I'm not giving you no money to give me a token. I wanted to feel what she felt. I looked at her face expression. And I got addicted to it right away. I'm not into hurting people, no robbing, stabbing in my neighborhood. I'm not into that shit, you know? Well, yeah, I'm gang related real heavy since I was in 5th grade. Yeah, I'm from Palmetto East Side, yeah.
One of the oldest hoods.
I don't give a fucking man to take care of myself. I don't take care of my own fucking self, you know? Because when I'm sucking dick, motherfuckers ain't holding the balls. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need no one. I'm good by myself, you know? So that's the part they don't understand. And I tried heroin, snorting it, you know, like, I did PCP once. I did everything probably once, but no, just the cocaine. I hope I make it out of here though. I'm trying to go back to school if they start school already because I'm out of Exodus, the mental health place. Well, I lost my Section 8, you know, but hopefully I get it back soon. I paid to my head. I got 13 stabs, this one 14, 2 shots, 4 strokes.
Yeah.
And they had to take a piece of my skin from here too. See? I refuse to live in a tent. I pay the people from the SOR, like you take a shower, you might pay, money talks. Come on! Hurry up! Chino! I'm getting tired, come on! Fuck, dude, look at this. Come on! Hurry, because they're the police, they're gonna get you. Hurry up, Chino!
Adios.
No justice, no peace. They took my best friend away from me last year.
Today we just got here, but I was here the other night. And yeah, I was here when shit was on fire. Before they even brought the National Guard out and shit. They were shooting people for no reason.
It was
even
way
when
worse.
people was being peaceful, yeah. So that's when shit got rowdy. They started shooting innocent people with them rubber bullets.
We need justice.
Where are you girls from?
We're from here.
Where do you go when civil unrest and anarchy is unleashed? downtown Los Angeles. In the wake of senseless police brutality and media propaganda, the people must be heard. People march up and down and are fed up over recent events. Social distancing is the last thing on people's minds when they come together to protest racial tensions and overall unfair treatment to the less fortunate.
My name is Tycoon, man.
How long you been out here today?
For a few hours, standing with my people,
Were you here yesterday, the day before?
Yeah, I've been out here every night, One thing about LA is we always got something going on out here. Every day it's some police brutality, somebody getting killed by the cops, but it don't make national news. So whenever something makes national news, LA is going to be the first one to stand with that because we always got some shit going on out here. LAPD is crooked as hell. They ain't stopped. But, this is what it is, though. Hopefully we keep it peaceful. We don't,
Don't fuck up the city!
Wow, I thought they were shooting at me.
I was gonna do it! I expected better from the National Guard!
That's part of your protest kit. Milk, gloves, masks, fireworks. I think frustration has to be taken out, no matter how it comes out or how long it comes out, because it's never gonna go away. It's always gonna be us against them against us. We always gonna feel like they're doing too much to us, they always feel like we're doing too much to them. So until both sides agree to take that loss, then it's gonna be like this forever. It's always gonna be like this. Always gonna be black versus blue, blue versus black, police versus poor people. That's just the way it's gonna be. These police gotta realize, like, they work for the people. Stop abusing your authority, and then people don't act like this.
I respect that, man.
Frustration makes you not want to sit at home and watch the news. Frustration makes you not want to go on the internet and just see it on the internet. It makes you want to be out there. You got to smell this. You got to hear this. You got to feel this tension out here. These young people is pissed the hell off. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
I'm 40 years old, so I'm a little older than a lot of these young kids out here, 23, 24, 25. But I've been out, so I know where they headed. We pissed off, man. It's been too long. This ain't 1960 Civil War. This 2020 Civil War. This is our shit right now. It seems like non-violence didn't work. It seems like violence don't work. So shit. It ain't really no like right or wrong answer. And all we can do is be out here. And if we ain't out here, they gonna win.
Who do we want it for?
The only way we're going to get some of this oppression and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together against the common enemy.
In times like these, it is important to remember what you care about, your family and your friends.
We think we have the right to have a say in the future, and we think the future is made in your mind.
Yes, many people, including celebrities, are leaving Los Angeles, yet they are also the ones not from here. I have pride in this city through the ups and downs. What happens to the lost dreams and souls? It starts with yourself. It is better to spread positivity, and you will find it is contagious. Living in harmony is the key.